Well, following the discovery here of a new COVID-19 variant, Omicron, some countries have put South Africa on their red lists. The Department of International Relations and Cooperation has confirmed South Africans are stranded at an international airport in Mauritius. To weigh in on this, SAA Executive Commercial Officer Simon Newton-Smith joins me now for an update. And Simon, thank you for your time. This is a route that you recently restarted. I think it was around a few weeks ago, on the 21st of November, in fact, not even a few weeks ago, hardly a week ago, you resumed this route, which you was hoping to develop even further, and then this news.
Yeah, absolutely. And well, first of all, thank you for the invitation to join you. Frankly, my heart goes out to all of those people that have been impacted over the last few days. You know, after Mauritius opening just a couple of months ago, a lot of people hoping to have well-earned vacations, obviously having to cut their trip short. So, you know, frankly, our priority over the last few days is making sure that we can get people home. And in fact, we operated a larger than normal aircraft on Sunday to get as many people back as we possibly could. But again, my heart goes out to those people, and my sincere apologies for the disruption they've experienced.
It's a popular destination, is it not, in terms of South African tourists, wanting to visit an island, kind of destination. What are the implications for your passengers? What have you been hearing from people, prior to you sending that larger than usual aircraft yesterday?
Well, I mean, clearly people are disappointed, and we're working with our trade partners, obviously, to make sure that we provide as much flexibility as we can, so that as soon as Mauritius reopens, and it's really encouraging to see the UK has made a quick reversal of that decision. Hopefully other countries follow. But we will do everything that we can with our trade partners and our tour operators to make sure that those customers impacted or uncertain about whether their trip is going to happen, we want to make sure that they can rebook as soon as they possibly can, at no penalty to them.
And what's been the demand in terms of this ferry flight that you were talking about just a day ago, both from Mauritians wanting to get home and South Africans in Mauritius wanting to come this side?
Yeah, so we operated the flight on Sunday. We weren't allowed to carry any passengers, Mauritians or South Africans, to Mauritius. But the flight operated with every seat filled. And, to your point, we relaunched service to Mauritius on the 21st of November. And with 2 flights a week, we were able to get the majority of our customers back on that flight Sunday. We've got less than 50 people who originally travelled on South African Airways still in Mauritius, and we're working with our friends at Air Mauritius with a view of helping them get back as soon as possible. But the flight is a very popular destination. The flight is been fully booked for the majority of December and the early part of January. And again, we're keeping our fingers crossed that Mauritius follows in the UK's footsteps and reopens sooner rather than later. Again, to avoid disrupting all of those family vacations that people are looking forward to.
I know that you can't share your trade secrets and commercial secrets, Simon, but in terms of the value of this particular route for you, you are an airline that's, trying to spread its wings again after a long period of troubles. And you basically would want to keep every lucrative route as much as possible. In the bigger scheme of you rebuilding from the ashes, SAA, how important is this route for you, and how crucial is it that it's restarted soon?
Yes, so Mauritius is a profitable route, and certainly for the peak travel season of December, January, that's when the profitability is at its peak. I guess one of the benefits of being an airline is that we do have the option, if we don't fly to one destination, we can fly to another. So, the team is busy working through the alternative flying program that, if we can't fly to Mauritius, where else can and should we fly? But Certainly, it has an impact on short-term profitability or opportunity to take full advantage of the demand for that route. But, again, with the flexibility that we have, moving those aircraft to other destinations, we were not massively exposed to Mauritius. But our intention is to grow that market beyond the 2 flights per week that we've initially restarted. So I'm very confident that despite this short-term disruption, our plans to operate beyond the end of December are still there, and our plans to actually grow and increase capacity to Mauritius remain. This is a short-term bump in the road.
Lastly, a broader question for you, Simon, in terms of the decisions that are being taken by a number of countries, the UK being one of the main ones, simply because of the size of their contribution to the tourism market in South Africa. But they are not the only ones, not by a long shot. In terms of the ripple effect, of passengers that would have arrived in South Africa then needing to connect using some of your flights to other destinations within South Africa and within the region, what's the impact of the travel bans and red listing that we've seen in the last few days, and how important is it that the situation is resolved as soon as possible?
It's a great question, and we're still working through the overall impact. I mean, as you mentioned, we're still in a rebuilding mode. So, our network is not heavily exposed to the international markets that have been, if you like, most impacted by this round of travel bans. I'm really hoping, and I was, very impressed with the President's speech yesterday. It's a real call to arms for the African nations to stick together. And I'm hoping that will minimize the impact of any further expansion of travel bans throughout the Africa region, which is where we're doing the majority of our flying. But, it's safe to say there would be an impact. And again, our job is to figure out how we take our aircraft that we can fly to many destinations and redeploy those to keep people moving and to minimize disruption to those holiday breaks. But again, it's really encouraging to see the UK's move. That feels as though it's based in science, where the original decision wasn't. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed that the disruption will be minimal for more people.
All right, thank you. I've got to thank you for your time there. That's Simon Newton-Smith, who is the Executive Commercial Officer at SAA, weighing in on the decision by Mauritius and what they as SAA are doing about it. Think about it. They just reopened that route and started flying to Mauritius just days ago on the 21st of November. And now this decision taken by Mauritius to basically stop and halt all flights from South Africa.